In baseball, the first name in bats is Louisville Slugger. Hillerich and Bradsby, the makers of the Louisville Slugger, began in 1857 as J.F. Hillerich and Son, manufacturing a different wood product that was more in demand at the time, butter churns. Their career in baseball began when John Hillerich's son, Bud, snuck out of school to catch a game one day and boldly promised star player Pete Browning that he could make him a new bat after the star broke his in the game. H&B ended up holding a majority of the bat market for years until the acceptance of aluminum bats in the 1970s. In 1978, they expanded their capacity to manufacture aluminum bats. The company manufactures other brands as well: Powerbuilt Golf since 1916 and Louisville Hockey since 1968.
The culture of H&B, it's, you know, this may be a cliche, but it's a family culture. We look out for each other, I think. We really care about each other. It's not a culture where you have to shine above somebody else to get ahead. There's not a lot of backstabbing or really climbing in this company. So I think it's just a company that the culture that we care about each other and we treat each other with respect, and I think that's really what helps us succeed.
H&B looks at motivation from a very unique perspective.
The way people are motivated is we really try to help people understand where the company's going, what the company's about, and what role you play in that in the mission, if you will. And I don't think we do it to the degree I want to, but as I move forward, that's really where I want to take our company is making sure that everybody in our company knows that they play an important role and how that helps us accomplish what we want to accomplish. I think that's really what motivates people. People want to do good work, and they want to work for a company that does good things.
Creativity and innovation are essential ingredients to any successful company. But when your clients are major league athletes, the pressure is even greater.
What we do to promote innovation is to get out in the field, to get out among our users, to talk to our customers, to talk to our sales reps. And really a lot of that comes from outside. And then what we do is try to tie it all together into a package that we can then present back to the customers. You know, we have some very creative and talented people, but most of the ideas come from interaction with the outside, with our customers, with the end users.
John has only been CEO for a few months, but he understands leadership and knows what it takes to win the respect of the people who work for him.
The whole idea of leadership at H&B, one, the leaders in this company have come from within. They have started out in entry-level jobs and worked their way up. So the leaders in this job, I think, understand our culture and they understand the different aspects of the business. And they have led by example in that they've excelled in whatever they've done. So that's one aspect of leadership. The other aspect of leadership is that I think we want our leaders to be coaches, if you will, to help people do their best versus telling them what to do or how to do it.
Because of intensified competition, H&B took a long look at its internal systems as a way to streamline its operation and get a leg up on competition.
Our executive management staff had a series of meetings looking at the issues they felt needed to be addressed by H&B. These involved everything from order entry problems to production problems to returns, getting inventory straightened out, and as far as too much of what we weren't selling, not enough of what we were. And that led us into looking at things that would help all of those issues at the same time.
When we looked at whether or not we needed a new system, the decision was really driven by the fact that our old legacy system was not going to be supported anymore. So we were really under pressure to find something new. That's really what drove the decision.
H&B's circumstances are actually very common among corporations and were particularly intense in the 1990s. Companies preparing for Y2K and evaluating potential problems had a crucial decision to make: perform an expensive reconfiguration of connected but independent computer systems, or start over with a completely new system designed to streamline information flow in support of sales operations and supply chain management, as well as accounting, finance, and marketing. The choice is a difficult one. The new systems are called ERP, or Enterprise Resource Planning Systems. They are designed to simplify all of the processes of the firm, or enterprise, by storing all information in one common database, as well as automatically updating the information in every stage of the production process.
You know, it's funny because going into this from I'm not an IS person, our IS guy kept trying to tell me, Larry Grubbs, you just don't know what you're getting yourself into. And I had no idea. I thought it would be difficult, but multiply that by it's at least a 10 or 100-fold beyond my expectations, how difficult the transition really was.
In the ERP system, using real-time information, the production department manufactures only the inventory that the sales department has requested, and the shipping department has the proper amount of inventory to send off to customers. ERP's benefits are bottom-line savings for the company and a boost in morale as frustration at repetitive tasks and missing information fade away.
Implementations are long, usually lasting years. The transition period between the legacy system and the ERP system is difficult, as employees are forced to abandon their habitual ways of working for all new methods. But according to Hillerick and Bradsby and many others, the cost of implementation will be worth the savings down the road. The process of making wooden bats seemed simple enough, but under the legacy system, it had become inefficient.
Our production people did not have an efficient means of communicating with our salespeople and our management staff as to what they were working on and why they chose that. The salespeople would have to call or write and say, you know, what's going on here, or management would have to do the same thing as well. The salespeople would have, or the production people would have to stop what they're doing, answer that back. The salespeople would have to stop what they're doing, read what was going on, and to answer one question could take about a week's time.
The first step to streamlining production was to acknowledge the problems and devise the needs of the new ERP system. Once that was agreed upon, the committee chose the German company SAP to be their software provider in April of 1995. SAP is a server-based system where a common server holds all the company's information. Every PC is connected to the server, and once data is entered, it lives on the server where everyone can see it from any PC. In July of 1995, a test system was created, and the 18-month configuration process began. Morale sagged during the transition period, as longtime veterans struggled to change the way they worked.
We had several employees just look at us during the training class and leave, and never came back. They're still with us today. They work on SAP. I cannot say that they're happy about it, but they work on it.
It raised everybody's stress level for a temporary period of time. It was very stressful. We implemented first in Powerbuilt, and it was not fun coming to work for about a year because you didn't know if you could ship stuff out the door, or you might not ship out the right quantities and different things. We didn't have it down right, so the level of stress was just almost unbearable.
Although the production processes are running smoothly now, it was 5 years before H&B saw quantifiable results from their ERP system.
We thought long and hard about pulling the plug. Glad we didn't, but because I think whether it was SAP or any other system, you would have similar difficulties, but we really considered long and hard pulling the plug. And we had spent a lot of money.
After struggling through implementation, H&B now sees the value of their ERP system. Currently, the company ships 85% of its orders on time and complete, versus 40% before SAP.
We've actually polled our top customers, and we're in the 90 to 95% satisfaction category there.
Keeping customers satisfied is what it's all about, but that doesn't mean John Hillerich's challenges are over.
One of the things that I face as a CEO is looking at the global nature of our business, and there's really two aspects of it. Who do we sell to, and what happens on the supply end of it? Where do we manufacture our goods? Right now we have every intention and want to stay U.S. based in all that we do, but that's a looming threat. Mexico or China or wherever. If we're not going to do it there, there are other people who are going to do it there. So that's something that we've really got to keep our eye on. You talk about marketing challenges. They're different in each of our divisions. In Louisville Slugger, it's how do you keep that competitive edge? How do you make that next best product? How do you get all the different players to use your bat when you have 3 or 4 other hungry competitors coming right at you? I mean, you're the guy that they want to shoot at. So it's really trying to hone in on your product and keep that going well.
Anytime a company steps outside of its traditional market, it must have a name and a reputation to precede it.
Well, the Louisville Slugger name, if you know the name, I think is viewed as an American icon. It's viewed as a company with high integrity. It's a piece of Americana, if you will. So I really feel lucky that I'm able to work for a company that the forefathers have done such a good job positioning that we can go forward with such great respect.